Okay, hello and welcome. Ooh, I think I need to fix this camera angle real quick. Yeah, let's see. It's just a bit too low. Still too low. Let's try one more time. Okay, I think I think that's just about perfect. Okay, welcome to episode 2, late night comic book talk show. Today is going to be quite a cool one because we're going to be talking about everything that happened at New York Comic Con this past weekend. So lots of news, both comics, uh, the movies as well, some video game stuff I think as well, and then also some Magic the Gathering stuff, which is quite cool. So yeah, our first section we're always going to talk about what, as you may know or may not know, new comics come out every Wednesday. So we'll talk about everything that's coming out in the morning, I would guess, because since it's midnight. Um, so yeah, let's start with that. We got Absolute Flash number 8 coming out tomorrow. The Absolute stuff has been really cool. I think I've started Flash to be honest, but I'm only maybe read an issue or what, or one or two issues. So yeah, there's Absolute Flash 8 coming out tomorrow. Nightwing 131. I haven't read that yet. Batman Superman World's Finest 44. Amazing Spider-Man 14. The new Amazing Spider-Man run is pretty good. I've started it. Need to catch up with it, but we'll get there when we get there. Titans 28. Captain America 4. One World Under Doom number 8. Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 6. Wonder Woman 26. The New Gods 11. The Incredible Hulk 30. Punisher Red Band number 2. G.I. Joe 12. Spawn 369. Superman Unlimited 6. Catwoman 80. Crypto the Last Dog of Krypton 5. Unbreakable X-Men number 1. That's something I'm looking forward to. I love X-Men comics. Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe number 4. Also something I need to start reading. Rogue Storm number 1. Sinister Six number 1. Justice League Red number 3. Iron and Frost number 1. Star Wars Legacy of Vader number 9. The Walking Dead Deluxe 123. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder number 2. Rogue Sun 30. The Lucky Devils number 5. Ghost Pepper number 4. Thundercats number 19. Power Rangers Prime 11. Hello Darkness 15. I Hate Fairyland 45. And there's quite a lot of other stuff, but I think that's the gist of everything. I don't want to ramble on and on and on. A few number 1s coming out. There's also End of War by Distillery Comics. Haven't heard of that, but that's a number 1. Obviously, the X-Men number 1 coming out. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1 coming out. Which I think, if I'm not wrong, is based off the series, the latest animated series, Tales of the TMNT. Yeah, so a few good number 1s coming out to look out for. Also, manga wise, we got Chainsaw Man also out tomorrow, and One Piece. I didn't actually realize that the site I check where things come out on has manga as well, because we do talk about manga on here, because manga is comics. Yeah, so quite a lot going out tomorrow. Um, I've been keeping up. Last week I actually got DCKO number 1, and I read DCKO number 1, and there's a lot of big news with DCKO, which I think we'll get when we start talking about New York Comic Con, because there was a lot of good stuff uh, that we got news of during New York Comic Con. Um, just need to get that ready. Look, you can see how big my hands are. I need to really get a different angle, because this is gonna be crazy views. Uh, Apologize that you have to see my big hands on screen. Uh, I just need to pull up the. Well, that is. I think that is gonna bother me. That is gonna bother me. That looks so funny. We're gonna fix that soon. Okay. Give me 2 minutes so I can fix the camera angle. All right, now that is much better. Doesn't look like I'm trying to transport myself into the computer world. So before we get to New York Comic Con, I'd just like to say that I think the stuff that's announced really makes me excited to be a comic book fan going into next year. Even already this year's been great. Like reading comics this year, I've been quite happy with the stuff that's been coming out. Like I was saying earlier, I'm up to date with, well, got the first issue of DCKO, which, like I said, there will be some announcements towards DCKO. Been up to date with Batman by Matt Fraction, which is really good. There's only 2 issues, but I love them. And that is literally where I got my few months in pre-ordered and everything. Then we have Absolute Batman I'm up to date with. I think I'm only really up to date with 3. There's a few things that I'm trying to get on my pull list and whatever, but like, you know, comics are expensive. I read a lot digitally. I do try to collect online where I can. I need to catch up with the new Ultimate stuff by Marvel, because we are getting Ultimate Endgame very soon. I think November, if I'm not wrong. I could be wrong. But yeah, now going into New York Comic Con, it's great. You know what I like about it, the American Comic Cons? They're actually about comics, and that, yes, that is shade to Comic Con Africa, to be honest. So yeah, let's start with some of the news we got here. So first we got that Batman series that was on Amazon Prime is getting a second season. We're also getting a new animated series called The Bat Fam, which is like a weird action comedy of Batman. I don't know. It looks weird. There's a trailer. Then Batman Nightfall is getting animated movies. So this is exciting because I love the DC animated movies. I think that, like, I mean, growing up, it's what helped me like start read comics and everything. You know, Under the Red Hood, Killing Joke, Batman Year One. The DC animated movies are great. So seeing the Nightfall saga being adapted, it's split into 4 films. Our first movie is going to be released in 2026, I think. So yeah, very awesome to get DC animated movies back. Then we got a Wonder Man trailer. We could maybe watch some of these trailers now during stream. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea as well. We'll see how stream goes. But yes, the Wonder Man trailer, that looks really good. Very excited for that. That's a Marvel series, live action, you know, MCU project. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is coming, and they have shown Venom in the trailer, Gwen Stacy in the trailer, Daredevil in the trailer, and a lot of these other villains. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I have watched a bit of it. I'm still busy with season 1. But yeah, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the recent Spider-Man animated series, is also getting a new season. Then X-Men 97 is getting season 3. Also something I need to catch up on. I don't watch enough TV, so don't blame me. Getting a new season, that's exciting. Vision Quest news as well. And yeah, that's the movie and series news. In terms of comics, there was a lot of announcements. We are getting Vertigo is back. There's some good stuff coming from Vertigo. We'll go through that now. Vertigo is back. DCKO, which is this is the exciting news. DCKO is having a crossover. If you don't know what DCKO is, let me just recap. DCKO is the new timeline reset event. and the current line of DC Comics. I don't know actually what how the timeline's working and whatever, because we have like Matt Fraction's Batman, and I thought that was mainline Batman, but now obviously DC Chaos happened. I don't know, comics are weird, but it's a timeline reset thing, I guess, and it's a tournament between a bunch of the DC villains and heroes, and the goal is that the person who wins the tournament gets to like reshape this new universe. It's all to do with Darkseid. There's hints of the absolute stuff crossing over. That's I think eventually what it is going to boil down to, because the absolute universe was made because of Darkseid basically corrupting this universe. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, the crossovers we're getting, or I mean, well, they announced it. Scott Snyder put it on his Twitter. It could be a big troll, but like, I don't know. We're getting Annabelle, I think Red Sonja, Vampirella, the bear from that other indie comic series. Can't remember its name. I always forget it. Yeah, Annabelle. By the way, the horror movie, the doll. Sub-Zero, and I think the most hype one is damn, I forgot his name. The guy from The Boys. How do I forget his name? Oh my god. That guy, the rip-off Superman from The Boys. How the fuck do I forget his name? Yo, that's crazy. I had a super brain fart. Nah, how am I? Damn. Homelander. How the fuck did I forget Homelander? Anyways, yes. So we might get a Homelander versus Superman in DCKO, which, that's pretty fucking cool if you ask me. And then with the stuff that Vertigo announced, there's some pretty cool comics coming with Vertigo. So just give me a second, because I need to get the names of everything. There we go. Okay. So with Vertigo, we got 10 new titles coming next year. The Night House by the Sea, Bleeding Hearts, End of Life, The Peril of Brutal Dark, 100 Bullets to Us, or US of Anger, I don't know, it's caps, Necrotatious Fanatic, The Crying Dolls, Black Tower, and A Walking Shadow. So some pretty good stuff. The writers that are at the heads of these series is we got James Tynion, Dennis Camp, Kyle Starks, Chris Condon, Brian Azzarello, Tom Taylor, Grace Ellis, Mariko Tamaki, Ram V, and Simon Seria. So I think we'll maybe do like a little tier list of things would like to potentially read, basically just based off the covers, because and maybe the synopsis, if there's synopsises for these. Also, the Marvel Ultimate Universe is ending, but that's, we're getting Ultimate Endgame, and also is always going to end. I know some people are upset. The Ultimate stuff has been well received. I've read a bit of them, and they're pretty good, but yeah, it was always going to be a limited time event, just like DC's Absolute. I think that's all the big comic news in terms of comics themselves. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. If I am, I apologize. Oh yeah, we got a lot of Marvel titles that are announced for next year though. That's at least positive news for Marvel fans, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, we'll do a tier list based off what I'd like to read from Vertigo going next year, because I like Vertigo's stuff. Majority of my favorite comic books are Vertigo, as I've started, funny enough, with Vertigo comics. Like, I think the first comic I read was Watchmen. So like I'm excited that Vertigo's back. Like, we could get some cult classics, yeah, that eventually become mainstream classics, you know. So let's see. I'll be honest, not too familiar with some of the writings teams announced, but I mean, you know, I'm also just very bad with names. Um, so yeah, but yeah, let's get into our next section before we go to all the fun stuff. I'm gonna do something a bit different. That I didn't do last week, but I thought it would be something fun to do this week. Is a review of the week, and today we're going to be reviewing something I picked up this weekend actually. Is Hawkeye: My Life as a Weapon, the Matt Fraction Hawkeye. This is great. If you want to read a Hawkeye comic, read this. Like, I quite like that. It's pretty cool. I think, like, the story, the it's basically a lot to do with both you know, the first Hawkeye. I don't know why I'm forgetting everyone's name. I couldn't remember Homelander. Now I can't remember what Hawkeye's actual name is. Clint Barton. And then Clint and Kate Bishop's like relationship in a way. In the like it's a dynamic. It's a lot of it is to, like, Kate Bishop's very involved in the story. Clint's obviously an older Hawkeye, so it's very interesting seeing how this dynamic plays, almost like a passing of a torch type of story. It makes me want to read more Hawkeye comics. I haven't read any solo Hawkeye stuff. This is the first time I've read a solo Hawkeye story. So it is really good. I do think it's pretty good. I think the only issue I would have is it does feel sometimes like really weird, the pacing of the plot. I think especially the last couple of issues, and the little arc there. There's also no real overreaching plot happening in this. It's basically just a collection of issues and um, little self-contained arcs. But the characterization of Clint, now he's older and whatever, and how he is with Kate, because he's not a weird creep or whatever trying to fuck the new Hawkeye. It is more like a brother and sister type of relationship, which is a really nice dynamic to see. Kate's character is probably the best thing in the comic for me. I do like Clint's character in this. Like, not it's really good, but also I am a bit kind of tired from a lot of this, like, oh yeah, like suave, is that how you pronounce it, type of characters. Oh, he's a very good sweet talker, and oh, he's it's as much as I love those types of characters, it does get a bit much. So seeing Kate's almost different personality, she's still got a bit of humor and whatever to her and all that, but she's a lot more like serious. She actually saves the day, I think, more than Clint in majority of these issues. Like, she's really badass in this. I quite like it. And then yeah, it ends with, I am unaware if the last issue is still written by Matt Fraction, but it is definitely a what you call an art style change. Um and it's also not a Hawkeye thing. I think it is a what do you call it? A new Avengers or Young Avengers. I don't know what it is. I can't remember. But it's that issue is the last issue, which it basically is a Clint and Kate meeting for the first time. So I'm unaware. I could probably do better research. I'm unaware if that's written by Bad Fraction, but the art is definitely different. But that's a very cool story to throw in at the end, just to kind of like tie everything together. For me, who hasn't really read up much on these two characters, being able to see how they met and how their dynamic is, and already from the beginning you can see that Hawkeye wants to be this mentor role. um, you know, uh, it makes me actually want to watch the Hawkeye series with Kate Bishop introduced there with Haley Steinfeld. I don't know how to pronounce her name either, so if I make a lot of bad pronunciations, by the way. Um, and I think that might be somewhat inspired by this comic, but it is a great read. I like Matt Fraction's writing. I've always liked his more, not humorous, like to the extent that like ha ha ha, like yes, there's actually times I'm like ha ha, but it's more like a, that's that type of laugh. But yeah, I've always appreciated his like humor in his writing, and the way he presents the characters is really great. That's what I've been really enjoying with his Batman run, having this more gentle Batman. He's really good at, I guess, writing legacy characters in older mentor roles. It's quite great. Next, what we'll probably read next week or this week for next week is Venom Lethal Protector. I have showed that is what I have what do you call I got also not too long ago. I just need to read it, and then I also still have Gotham City Sirens read. So I've got still quite a bit reading. I'm going to use this section mainly to talk about trade paperbacks, not full on, not just issues. Like issues we talk about weekly here. We try to catch up on it weekly. Talking about that, I do need to catch up with the new Absolute Batman, which is the first proper appearance of Catwoman in the Absolute universe. But yeah, I would like to, seeing the Vertigo comics, discussing them, seeing which one of these comics I would like to read next year. What is going on my pull list, so to speak. Vertigo Comics 2026. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully there's a nice one with pictures and all that, so we can all look at pretty pictures. Aha, there we go. I think I found a gallery. There we go. Okay. Let's... see, this is why I need a... what do you call those things? Those little streaming things. Look at that. I don't have to do this. To be fair, I should probably set up a what do you call? I should probably set up a better system for this. But anyways, we're at the beginning. Alright. Sorry, I couldn't see where the thing was. There we go. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Sorry about this. Super professional. Okay. Oh yeah. That's bothering me. God, I hate computers, man. To my one viewer, to my one lurker, I hope you enjoy how professional my streams are. Cool. There we go. Now we have comics to talk about. Alright, so this Bleeding Hearts, like, I don't think, like, reading through this, I don't think this is the Gizmodo article on it. I don't, yes, we actually do. Okay, so the Bleeding Hearts are great ads. We have a zombie named Poke who realizes his heart started beating again. Very good. End of life. A renowned hitman returns to his hometown in the Midwest to take care of his dying father. That is quite interesting to me. There's a manga called The Fable, which is also about Hitman, except that's a hitman trying to live a normal life, but it's really good. The Fable's really good. So this is similar to the Fable, hitman trying to live a normal life. I would quite like that. Black Tower, the Raven Conspiracy. Wizard spies in the UK battle over sorcery in a global Cold War. I'm sold. Peril of the Brutal Dark and Ezra Kane mystery. Magic, fascism, and a stolen artifact of unimaginable power meet a noir detective story. That's also pretty good. I can't lie, almost so far all of these have convinced me. Just the premises. The Bullet series has been a DC Vertigo staple, and this new story sees Lono make a violent return back to America. Why do I read like I'm 8? What? I've never heard of the 100 Bullets. Anyways, I probably should. Fanatic. A woman obsessed with a comic book turns a fixation onto its creator. Okay. A walking shadow. 8 strangers. Oh. Great. Good yawn. 8 strangers wake up chained to a boat in the middle of the woods with no memory of how or why they're there. So lost. The Crying Doll, a Jackal Hyde thriller about a young woman protecting her best friend who may be killing people. And then this is the one I couldn't pronounce. Necrotaceous. Stop a zombie virus. So we got 2 zombie stories. Scientists time travel to 66 million years in the past when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Okay. So this is the first issues and how they look. Bleeding Hearts. It has a really weird premise, but like I quite like the art style, to be fair. Like this looks cool. Excuse me again. Like I don't know, I like the more stylized art styles. End of Life. Oh, this is the Hitman. I like, that looks pretty cool too. I don't know. I'm very easily convinced, to be honest. What do we got? So this is the Hitman dude, I'm assuming, because that is dad that's dying. He looks okay. And that's the love interest. That's what I'm calling. That's probably it. Okay. And then Brutal Dark. What's this one? Oh shit, isn't this... Huh? Brutal Dark. Am I reading that wrong? The Peril of the Brutal Dark, an Ezra Kane mystery. Oh, there it is. Okay. It would end of life. I am right. That is, yeah. Okay, it's just because the order is different here, and we get confused. What is the premise of this one again? Magic, fascism, and centimeter. I don't know, dude. Maybe it's good. That's probably my least favorite out of the 3 I've seen so far. Like, just art style and premise alone. 100 Bullets, the US of Anger. Well, if there is already 100 Bullets comics out there, I probably should, like, see if I enjoy them. But I don't know. Not really into this, like... I realize so much. I'm not really into this type of thing. Like, the art and whatever. I don't know. I don't like things that are too angry. You know? This is literally called the US of Anger. You know? Yeah, it is the US. Black Tower, the Raven Conspiracy. Okay, art style wise, or at least based off the cover first glance, it's okay to me. But the premise about saying wizard spies, global Cold War, I'm interested in that. That's crazy. That's a zombie dinosaur. I don't know. Maybe. Fanatic. this is the one that's like, oh, she's crazy for the comic book, right, or whatever. It's okay. I don't know. Probably like the premise, the art there. Oh, actually, I like the art. Oh, like the art is kind of cool. I did like the art, but the premise just doesn't make crying doll. Okay, this I like the style. I do like the style. What is this one again? Jekyll Hyde about a woman present who may be killing people. I guess. Oh. Why am I yawning so much, man? What the hell? It is past my bedtime, to be fair. And then Walking Shadow. I don't know. I can't really tell. Age changes. Then I wake up and whatever. I think if I were to like choose which one of these I'd watch, read. Reading 100%. Or the premise is quite interesting. But like the art style, like looking back at this, right? Like as like a little dude here, that person, that dude looks cool, and I like the little zombie dude we have here. End of Life, the art style's great. I'm not gonna say like it's not like stylistic or anything. Also having our little hitman dude look a bit like Johnny Cage was interesting to me. I do like the art style, especially when I see this little old man at the back. He looks interesting. So yeah, that's definitely a read. So these 200%. Brutal Dark. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. I'll research what 100 Bullets is about because call me a fake nerd or whatever, but I've never heard about 100 Bullets in my life. Also, the art is pretty cool. I don't like the way that he looks, but he's also very scary. I don't know if this is like some like violent. You see, I'm gonna highlight that word, violent. I'm not a violent person. Peace, love, and this shit's cool. Wizard Spies Cold War, bro. Speaking my language. Also, the more I look at the picture, the more it's actually kind of fine. This shit looks so good on like just to display. Oh my god, I all one more time. Alright, cry. Dinosaur zombies. I don't know. I like dinosaurs. I don't really like zombies, but I don't know if I'd read comics about dinosaurs. And now you tell me there's zombie dinosaurs. I might like read the issue just based off the fact that it's a zombie dinosaur. These three probably not. So like let's rank. 1. This is definitely number 1 for me. 2. Well, these could be interchangeable, but I really like the almost gorillas art style look here. 1, 2. I hope you saw my food. 3. Yeah. These 3. I guess then it would be like 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9. The Walking Shadow is probably the one I'm like least interested in, probably. I don't know, I'm not like a big fan of the whole like, ooh, lost in a scary island type of thing. To be fair though, like Yellow Jackets is that. And I like Yellow Jackets. Oh, there was one more thing we forgot to mention about the news. We are getting Ninja Turtles in Magic the Gathering. I completely forgot about that. So for those of you that do not know that, or those of you there's one guy who's watching. So to you, my friend, I run a game store. And obviously Magic the Gathering is the biggest card game at my shop. It's my bread and butter, right? And we've been doing Universes Beyond stuff for a while. Like recently we got Spider-Man. This year we got Spider-Man, Final Fantasy, and now in November we're going to be getting Avatar: The Last Airbender. And then they've done Fallout, Lord of the Rings, lots of different things. Next year, they've announced that next year we're getting Marvel superheroes, Star Trek. We'll be getting one Marvel set a year, The Hobbit, and the one I'm hyped about is TNT, the Ninja Turtles. I love Ninja Turtles. Like, I'm probably gonna be buying a big omnibus for Ninja Turtles one day, like for the original Mirage comics. I love them. Should probably watch right stuff. But again, I'm not like a TV guy. I can't read. I can't watch TV. I just like to read. Like, I read manga. I read comics. I don't even read books, to be honest. Like, well, I do read, but I don't think I've finished the book at all. But like comics and stuff, yeah, I finished that shit so quickly. So yeah, it's an issue. I watch movies. Like, I did watch the latest movie. It was okay. I like my Ninja Turtles to be dark. Like the 2007, I think. The Ninja Turtle movie that came out back then. See, the first CG animated Ninja Turtles movie. If I'm not wrong, I think there may be like a pseudo sequel to the like live action Ninja Turtles movies from the 90s as well, or at least similar. I don't know. That movie's fire though. Also, if you've read The Last Ronin, best Ninja Turtle story. So yeah. I haven't really read much of the IDW stuff. I think I've read maybe some of the Archie stuff. I really like the Mirage stuff, like Last Ronin, and then like the old 90s cartoons as well. I like that stuff in the early 2000s. I actually did like the first one on Nickelodeon. Well, it took me a while to get into it because I was like, oh, come on, man, that's not my Turtles. Unfortunately, I am the same type of person I complain about when it comes to other franchises. So yeah, probably going to go hard in the Magic the Gathering set, to be honest. But yeah, I think just I thought I would probably go a bit longer today, but no, we got through all the New York Comic Con stuff. You know, chat's also a bit quiet today. And also I would like to, guys. I'm exhausted. So if you're watching this on Twitch, leave a follow. Please, if you can afford to subscribe. Also have a Patreon, and I will be starting to add some cool benefits to Patreon very soon. One of the things we're going to do for Patreon is to have a premium Discord for Patreon patrons, and then also you'll get a shout out over here. If you're watching on YouTube, then please like, subscribe. Also, if you see the Patreon in the description, I don't know why I'm doing like this, then yeah. And Spotify, Google the stuff that the links that you won't see. Google them. Just Google them. But yeah, it's been a good episode. Very excited for the stuff that's coming next year. Also a little like, what do you call, announcement type of thing. I am very much interested in keeping local artists and writers who would like to come on the show and talk on the show. I think it would be great. Even other South African comic content creators, if you want to come on the show, talk on the show, let me know. I'd like to also start talking about South African comics. I mean, everyone knows Super Strikers at least. Could obviously get more into it. So if anyone has recommendations for South African comics, and I'm not talking about things that like Warren Lowe drew for DC. I mean, local produced stuff. I would love to read some of the stuff. So also, if you do write, draw comics, you're too afraid to talk on here, at least send me your comics, you know, to read. If you can send me a link or something, I'd love to read them. I'd love to talk about them on the channel. But yeah, also thank you so much for the one dude who stayed the whole way through. Whoever you are, God bless you. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Have a good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are. Goodbye.